Kyle here from allmusicreviews.blogspot.com to do another Rate Your Music ratings list of albums. This time it's Pink Floyd. So I'm just going to go through and then maybe try to rank them at the end a little bit. So you have Piper at the Gates of Dawn. I have it 3.5 stars, the debut album, the various versions. I think if you include See Emily Play and Arnold Lane, Orange and Apples and Oranges, there's a couple others from that early period. It's probably better than 3.5 because I love some of those. The tracks that ended up in the UK version, not the US, or vice versa, or end up on Relics. So, Saucer Full of Secrets, I could probably revisit it, but I only gave it 2.5 stars. It pales compared to Piper to me. It has a couple of good songs on it. Anyway, Ummagumma, I like Saucerful. Half of it is just, novelty. I gave it 2.5 stars. However, I forgot More. More, I only have it, that's wrong. I can't believe I have it at 2.5 stars. I would bump More up to at least 3 stars. I like More, definitely better than Saucerful and Ummagumma. So, More's at 3. Then you have Adam Hart Mother, 4.5. Sorry, but that album is a classic. The title track alone, but the whole thing, If and, was it Fat Old Son? I love that record. It's one of their most psychedelic proggy albums they ever. The whole title track with the horn section and the orchestra is just brilliant. I don't care what the band kind of feel it. So I feel about it, but I just feel that way myself. I have Relics at 3.5. See, I love a lot of the tracks that didn't end up on Piper that ended up on Relics. That was 3.5. Just see if I do this, if this will work. Yes, okay. Metal, which followed Relics, I guess, properly followed Adam Hart. 4 stars. Hipsters love metal. I don't mind the fact that they love it. It's an album that has really no songs I don't like. Even the whole Seamus and Saint-Tropez being a little odd. A Pillow Wins and Fearless are both terrific. They're underrated classics. They fit the mood of this record. And of course you have Echoes and One of These Days. Obscured by Clouds, the understated, under-mentioned classic in the whole Pink Floyd catalog. That and Adam Hart. I've loved this album since I first heard it in 1995. 4 stars, 4.5 stars actually. Now Dark Side of the Moon, great record for the most part, but I prefer a lot of the stuff on Obscured by Clouds and Adam Hart, which it sounds like sacrilege. I give Dark Side of the Moon 3.5 stars. Some of those songs I've heard so many times I don't need to hear again. So, moving on, then we have Wish You Were Here, which I think, while a lot of people love that and some of the songs have been on the radio, just for the Shine On You Crazy Diamond suite, it deserves 4 stars. Have a Cigar is another great tune as well, even if it has Roy Harper doing the vocals, it's kind of weird. But the title track is nice as well. That was, the kind of token single up until that point for the band. Then the masterpiece of all masterpiece. It is in their classic period, Animals, a perfect 5 stars. You can argue with me, and you say Dark Side and some of the other albums are better. Not for me. They're proggy, the piano parts are brilliant. I know it was Roger Waters' darkest lyrics in some ways. Some of Gilmore's guitar tone when he channels sort of like the wah-wah, pig squealing, that kind of stuff is just, it fits it. And the dog kind of howling or, barking. Animals is a masterwork. It's only 2 minutes, but it's 42 minutes of perfection. So then The Wall, 3 stars. The best songs on The Wall are really good, but I've concluded, revisiting more than once, a third of it is great, a third of it is for the concept, which is fine if you are into the concept, and a third of it is just not worth it, drags on. Now, I'll say seeing the Roger Waters film and to see it live probably is a little better, but it's bloated. And, give me a 1-disc version of The Wall, and this album would at least be in the realm. I wouldn't put it above Animals, but I'd at least compare it to Wish You Were Here and Dark Side. The final cut, 3 stars, has some fine moments. Some of it I know wasn't taken as leftovers from The Wall, even though it comes across that way, but, oddly enough, the 2 albums are rated the same way. But if I'm going to pick one right now, I would pick the final cut. because I don't have to listen through all the extra stuff. There's not as much time of filler to me. Momentary Lapse of Reason. I know people think this is a David Gilmour solo album and thinks it pales compared to a lot of records. 3.5 stars. I grew up, when I first got into Pink Floyd, this is the album that they played. Learning to Fly got played a lot on the radio, I know. But it has some other really good songs on it. 3.5 stars for a Momentary Lapse. Then the Division Bell, it deserves its 4 stars. It came out when I was a senior in high school. The songs still hold up. It was, it was a classic, a case of a band who at least went out on their career on a high note. Not their best record, mind you, but it went on a high note. So then the stuff after that, I don't know if I've got another. Yeah, I do. I mean, of course, we have Pulse. The live albums I'm not really going to put in here. And you have, what was it, The Endless River, which I listened to maybe twice, which is fine. I didn't give it a rating. So that's my Pink Floyd ratings. Live at Pompeii, Delicate Sons of Thunder. There's some other live releases, of course. Tons of bootlegs and, B-sides and stuff like that, But to me, it starts and ends with Animals if you're talking the best Pink Floyd's album. And then after that, you have Obscure Clouds and Adam Hart Mother, 2 and 3. I switch back and forth. I think I would lean toward Adam Hart since I've gotten into that more in the last decade. And then, you have Piper. You have some others that Metal, Wish You Were Here. Dark Side that gets fined in there. And at the bottom of their catalog, to me, is The Wall. And, I would put The Wall, Ummagumma, and Saucerful. I guess I'd need to revisit Saucerful again, but I just remember struggling with it and just not enjoying it as much as those other early records. And Ummagumma to me is just like an EP anyways, because it's half of it's live. So, I mean, it's nice. The performance is live, but I like to treat it just as studio work. So, post in the comments your Pink Floyd ratings. Tell me how I'm just crazy and I need to revisit all these albums again to reassess my ratings. But I know I have a weird take on this. I have a similar take on some of the Yes catalog and some other catalogs. But thank you for watching. Please leave a comment. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Please find me on Twitter and Facebook if you want to do that. And we'll see you next time.